Following the Olympic qualifier series, we now know that 8 sport climbing athletes from the US have qualified for the Paris 2024 Olympic Games. We'll talk about who those 8 climbers are and provide a mini bio so you can get to know each one. There are some names you will definitely know, such as Brooke Raboutou and Colin Duffy, and others who are newer to the comp climbing scene. My name is August. Welcome to August Climbing. You'll notice my setup's a bit different today since I'm currently traveling. The focus of today's video is US Olympic athletes. However, I know several of you who are regular channel viewers tune in from the UK and Germany, so we'll be sure to touch on those nations as well at the end and talk about some other notable climbers who have qualified. Plus, I will provide the entire list for you to reference. I'm glad you're here and I'm excited about today's topic, so we'll jump right in. For a brief background, sport climbing saw its Olympic debut at the Tokyo 2020 Games. At that time, speed, boulder, and lead were one combined event in which 40 athletes participated. At Paris 2024, we'll see 68 athletes participating across 2 events, a speed event, and a combined boulder and lead event. Each country can qualify a maximum of 2 men and 2 women per any of these events, for a maximum of 8 athletes from any one nation. The United States has maxed this out with 8 athletes qualified. This is the most of any nation, with France and China following closely behind, having qualified 7 athletes each. Of the 68 qualified athletes, 30 of them qualified early at IFSC competitions last year, 2023. The remaining 38 athletes qualified just recently at the close of the Olympic qualifier series that ended in Budapest just this month. Now let's talk about the 2 US women who have qualified in the boulder and lead event, starting off with Natalia Grossman. Natalia is 23 years old with a hometown of Santa Cruz, California. Her height is 5 feet 4 inches, and her first appearance on the IFSC circuit was at the World Youth Championships in Arco, Italy in 2015. Natalia secured her ticket for the Olympic Games by taking first place at the Pan American Games in Santiago in 2023. And a fun fact, she graduated from the University of Colorado Boulder in 2022. Next up, we have Brooke Raboutou. Brooke is 23 years old with a hometown of Boulder, Colorado. Brooke is 5 feet 2 inches, and similar to Natalia, she first started competing in the IFSC at the World Youth Championships in Arco, Italy in 2015. Brooke secured her Olympic ticket by taking first place in both parts of the Olympic qualifier series. And of course, that means she took first place overall with that maximum possible 100 points. Brooke Raboutou is the very first US climber to have qualified for an Olympic Games. She represented the US at the Tokyo 2020 Games, taking 5th place overall in the women's combined event. Brooke is also known for her outdoor climbing with sends such as box therapy, V15 or 8C, which she completed in October of 2023. On the men's boulder and lead side, we first have Colin Duffy. Colin is 20 years old and his hometown is Broomfield, Colorado. He is 5 feet 7 inches and first appeared at the IFSC Youth World Championships in Innsbruck, Austria in 2017. Colin secured his Olympic ticket by taking 2nd place at the IFSC World Championships in Bern 2023. He was the youngest member of Sport Climbing's Team USA in Tokyo. At the time, he took 7th place overall in the men's combined event. Colin is also an accomplished outdoor climber with, for example, the 2nd ascent of bookkeeping V16 or 8C+ in Colorado last year. And next up in the men's boulder and lead, we have Jesse Grupper. At 27 years old, Jesse is the oldest member of this sport climbing US team. Jesse is 5 feet 11 inches, which also makes him the tallest member of this team, I think, though I couldn't quite find heights on all of the speed climbing athletes. Jesse has been competing for a while. He first showed up at the IFSC World Youth Championship in Singapore in 2012. He secured his Olympic ticket by taking first place at the Pan American Games in Santiago in 2023. And fun fact, he graduated from Tufts University in 2019 with a degree in mechanical engineering. His outdoor ascents are also quite remarkable, having made the third ascent of Full Metal Brisket, a Jonathan Siegrist first ascent, graded 515A or 9A+. And now for the 4 U.S. speed climbing athletes who have qualified for the Olympic Games. For those of you who may be less familiar with the speed climbing format, athletes participate by ascending a 15-meter or approximately 49-foot wall that is set at a slight 5-degree overhang. The position and orientation of the holds remain exactly the same across every competition. This standardized speed climbing wall was first created in 2005. For women's speed climbing, we will first talk about Emma Hunt. Emma is 21 years old and her hometown is Woodstock, Georgia. She first appeared at the IFSC World Youth Championship in Moscow in 2018. She secured her Olympic ticket by taking second place at the IFSC World Championship in Bern 2023. Emma is the U.S. women's record holder with a time of 6.30 seconds. And that's not far off from the women's world record holder, Alexandra Miroslav, with a time of 6.25 seconds. Next, we have Piper Kelly, who is 24 years old, and her hometown is Indianapolis, Indiana. She first appeared at the IFSC World Youth Championships in China in 2016. Piper earned her Olympic ticket by taking first place at the Pan American Games in Santiago 2023. Her personal best in competition is a time of 6.98 seconds. And fun fact, she graduated from Xavier University in 2023 with a degree in exercise science. And now on the men's speed climbing side of things, we have our 2 youngest competitors for Team USA. Samuel Watson is just 18 years old and his hometown is South Lake, Texas. He first appeared at the IFSC World Youth Championships in Russia in 2021. But fun fact, he began climbing at 5 years old, so he's been at this for a while. Sam secured his Olympic ticket by taking first place at the Pan American Games in Santiago in 2023. He is the men's world record holder with a time of 4.79 seconds. This was at the 2024 World Cup in China, where he broke the speed climbing world record twice, first at 4.85 seconds and then 4.79 seconds in the same competition. And next we have Zachary Hammer, also an 18-year-old competitor, and his hometown is Ann Arbor, Michigan. Midwest, yes. Zach only more recently showed up at the IFSC World Cup in Salt Lake City in 2022. But he's apparently been climbing since he was 3 years old, so he's also been at this for a while. And he just recently secured his Olympic ticket by taking 6th place overall in the 2-part Olympic qualifier series. And his speed climbing personal record, according to his Instagram bio, is 4.95 seconds. And fun fact, Zach also enjoys ultimate frisbee. And those are your 8 qualified sport climbing athletes for the Paris 2024 Olympic Games. And as promised, I will now touch on a few other climbers outside of the US who have also qualified for the Olympic Games. For Germany, in the women's boulder and lead, we have Lucia Dorfel. On the men's boulder and lead side, we have Yannick Lohe and Alex Migos. All 3 of these athletes recently qualified through the Olympic qualifier series. And for the UK, or more specifically Great Britain, we have 4 athletes who have qualified for the Olympics. For women's boulder and lead, we have Erin McNeese and Molly Thompson-Smith, both of whom qualified in the Olympic qualifier series. For the men's boulder and lead, we first have Toby Roberts, who qualified last year by taking first place in the IFSC European qualifier. And now we have Hamish MacArthur joining the team as well, due to his performance in the Olympic qualifier series. There are a bunch of other sport climbing athletes I could talk about who have also qualified for the Olympics. I'll just briefly mention, yes, Adam Ondra, Miho Nanaka, and Alberto Yunes Lopez. You can check the description for a link to the full list of all 68 athletes who have qualified. And now we await the sport climbing events at the Paris 2024 Games, which are scheduled to take place from August 5th through the 10th. If you have any questions about anything qualification related, definitely let me know in the comments. Also, let me know who you're most excited about and someone you're heartbroken for since they perhaps didn't qualify. My name is August. Thank you so much for watching.